When you think Donald Trump has finally reached the absolute bottom of the barrel when it comes to unhinged, delusional behavior, he grabs a shovel and keeps digging. Trump just wrapped up a speech in Phoenix, Arizona, at a Turning Point USA event, and calling it a disaster feels like an understatement. It was a complete psychological and political meltdown. Over the course of this speech, Trump lied about a fake peace deal with Iran. He promised to release classified UFO files just to distract his base. He threatened to invade Cuba, and he had a deeply uncomfortable physical interaction with one of the speakers on stage. We are watching a man who is entirely divorced from reality, trying to sell a fantasy to a crowd of people who are desperate to believe him. Let's break down exactly what happened and why the rest of the world is watching this in horror. Let's start with the most dangerous lie of the night. Trump stood in front of this crowd and boldly declared that he had magically solved the crisis in the Middle East. He claimed that the United States and Iran are now suddenly working together.
Will be a great and brilliant day for the world because Iran has just announced that the Strait of Hormuz is fully open and ready for
business. He talks about one of the most volatile military choke points on the planet, like it's the grand opening of a new golf course. But here is the problem. Iran never announced that. It is a complete fabrication. In fact, right after Trump made this claim, the leader of Iran's parliament released a statement completely destroying Trump's narrative. The Iranian official stated that Trump made 7 claims in 1 hour, and all 7 were false. Iran explicitly stated that the Strait of Hormuz remains under the full control of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, and that any passage will require their authorization. Trump didn't win the war. He surrendered the security umbrella. He is standing on a stage lying about a fake victory to manipulate the markets and boost his own fragile ego, while the reality on the ground is that the United States has never looked weaker. And when he wasn't lying about global conflicts, he was acting completely bizarre. Before he even got to the political lies, he had an incredibly strange moment with conservative commentator Danica Patrick.
Danica, I love her hair. I always liked her hair. I like the little widow's peak. You know what a widow's peak? Danica, where are you, Danica? So great. Thank you, darling. What a job.
He is on stage, supposed to be giving a serious address, and he spends his time obsessing over a woman's hair and getting uncomfortably close to her. It is gross. It is entirely inappropriate. But for Trump, treating women like props is just par for the course. But the absolute peak of his delusion came when he tried to rewrite his own history. Trump looked at the crowd and claimed that he is the ultimate peacemaker. He bragged that he has single-handedly ended 10 wars and saved 50 million lives. I am not making this up. He actually said that. He then demanded that everyone start thanking him, whining that people think we're stupid because they don't applaud him enough. It is textbook narcissism. A man who started an illegal conflict, got outplayed on the global stage, and is now begging for participation trophies from his cult followers. Because Trump knows that his base is easily distracted by shiny objects, he decided to throw them some raw meat. When the lies about Iran weren't getting enough cheers, he pivoted to aliens.
Releasing government files relating to UFOs and unexplained aerial phenomena. And I figured this was a good crowd because I know you people, you're really into that. I don't know if I am, but so I'm pleased to report today. I thought I'd save it for this crowd because you're a little bit out there, a little bit. That this process is well underway and we found many very interesting documents, I must say. And the first releases will begin very, very soon. So you can go out and see if that.
He is promising to release UFO files. This is the ultimate distraction tactic. He refuses to release the unredacted Jeffrey Epstein files because it implicates him and his wealthy friends in a child sex trafficking ring. But he is perfectly happy to promise alien documents to keep the conspiracy theorists entertained. And then he casually threatened to invade Cuba. He literally said, now that we're done with Iran, it's time for Cuba's turn. He just lost a strategic conflict in the Middle East, so his solution is to start a brand new, unlawful invasion right off the coast of Florida. This is a madman treating global geopolitics like a reality TV show. To round out this buffet of lies, Trump went back to his greatest hit, the imaginary healthcare plan. He stood on stage and promised a great healthcare plan that would cut out insurance companies. We have been hearing this lie for 8 years. Remember his first term? He kept saying his healthcare plan was 2 weeks away. Remember the 60 Minutes interview where he handed Leslie Stahl a giant binder full of blank paper pretending it was his healthcare plan? It is all a fraud. But the darkest moment of the speech wasn't the fake healthcare or the UFOs. It was his blatant appeal to white supremacists. Trump bragged that he suspended all refugee resettlement except for white people from South Africa. He claimed there is a white genocide happening there and that he is the savior of white farmers. He is completely ignoring the actual humanitarian crises happening in Gaza, in Lebanon, and around the world to focus entirely on a white nationalist talking point. He is using white supremacy as official state policy, and he is proud of it.
Green New Scam, one of the greatest scams in history, remember? Climate change, global warming, all of this. They actually had global warming, remember? Then that wasn't working because we were actually cooling as a planet. Then they had another one and another one and another one, and they were wrong. And then they just said, climate change, because climate change takes care of heat, snow.
We are cooling as a planet. This man is a walking hazard to the future of humanity. While China is dominating the global economy by investing in green energy, Donald Trump is standing on a stage in Arizona, telling his followers that global warming is a hoax and that the earth is actually getting colder. Every word out of his mouth is designed to keep his followers angry, ignorant, and loyal. He lies about winning wars. He lies about the economy. He lies about science. He is a fraud who cannot handle the truth, and his speeches are getting more dangerous by the day. We are not going to stop exposing these psychotic meltdowns. If you believe in facts, data, and holding these grifters accountable, hit that subscribe button right now. We are marching towards 7 million subscribers. Drop a comment below. Do you think his base actually believes the UFO distraction? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.